Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez-Williams, and oh my goodness, it is late, but we just had some steak and some steamed broccoli for our dinner. We had an amazing day with other World Schoolers at the World School Pop-Up, and now we're back home. And I'm going to make some new spiced cinnamon cacao rounds. Or cacao cinnamon rounds. I can't remember what I put in the description. And they are really good. I taste tested and practiced and made these yesterday. And I took out a couple of ingredients that didn't work as well. And this is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be even better than the ones yesterday were actually really good, but they had some extra ingredients that made it a little off and a little bit too much of stuff. So I adjusted. And we're ready to go. So let me angle this down a little bit so you can see this bowl. Most of this is done just mixing it in the bowl, and then we're just going to kind of lightly toast them. So first I'm going to put the dry ingredients together and mix them, and then the wet ones. So we're going to start with 2 tablespoons of almond flour. 2 tablespoons of almond flour. And 1, 2 tablespoons of almond flour, and then we are going to use 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. So these are great because they're high protein, low carb. These are like a dessert, but like a cracker. It's like in between a cookie and a cracker. 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, and then we're going to use 2 teaspoons of cacao. This is 100% cacao powder, and we're gonna use 2 teaspoons. I think this is like a half a teaspoon, so we're gonna use 4 of these little guys, or like 2 heaping ones. All right, I think that heaping makes it a teaspoon. So 2 teaspoons of cacao powder. And then we're going to use 1 teaspoon of sesame seeds. 1 teaspoon of sesame seeds. These don't stack quite the same. The cacao powder stacks. So this is 1 teaspoon of sesame seeds. And then we're going to use a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Tell me where you're watching from. Thumbs up, hearts, share this video. You are going to want to try it. They're like in between cookies and crackers. I'm having troubles getting this cacao or cinnamon.
Don't do it because I need you to put in my password.
Okay. So I have a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and then I have a 1/8 of a teaspoon of anise, like just a little bit, and then a pinch of salt. And Zarai's in un momento. A pinch of salt, and then Zaraya is going to mix this. So we had such an amazing day. Oh, I'm done.
It died.
Oh, okay. Murió su
Mom's finished.
Oh no, I'm speaking Spanish. Thank you, Tyler. Okay. So I'm going to move these to the side so I have some room, and we are going to mix this mixture. And we have 2 more ingredients that are going to help make it so that it sticks together and adds a little bit of like satiation as well. So these, if you like cinnamon and cacao together, you're gonna like this. And these, like I said, they're kind of in between a cracker and a cookie. So they're very dark because of all the cacao. And they're gonna look like they're getting burnt, but they're not gonna be burnt in the pan. So now I'm gonna put a tablespoon of melted butter. Tablespoon of melted butter, and then I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of cream cheese, or 2 ounces of cream cheese. And I think that's gonna just be the rest of what's in here. So 2 ounces of cream cheese. And now I'm going to just mix this all together. And see if there's anything else that I need to add. I think we might be good. So these are they're pretty creamy. I might actually add a little bit more of chia. And actually a little bit more of almond flour. It's a little bit, like I said, when I made them before, I had a little bit too much of some things and not of other things. So these are brand new and now it's a little bit too soupy. So we're gonna add another tablespoon of almond flour. Let's see if this is like a tablespoon. I think so. A tablespoon of almond flour. And then we're adding another tablespoon of chia seeds. My chia seeds went here. So in total, there's 3 tablespoons of almond flour and 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. Para qué? These are like half teaspoons. Okay, there we go. So 2 tablespoons of chia seeds and 3 tablespoons of almond flour. Solo encargo un poquito más. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get this dough ready to be put onto this skillet. And we can put a little bit of butter on here, or a little bit of like spray oil, just so that it doesn't stick. Right now it will stick. And then let it cook. So these are gonna be in rounds. So we want them to be in the form of a circle, but like little tiny, like this. And I'm gonna actually use some more butter, I think, to on this pan, just to get it lightly buttered so that it doesn't stick. And okay, so I just have it. I know you can't see it. Let me move. We just got finished eating, so that is where that is over there. I want to use, I think this to flip them and to push down my bits here. So we're going to put in, I probably should turn it on after I get it on here, I think. So I have like a spoonful, and it's a little bit of a stickiness, so I'm just gonna put it down almost like a pancake, and then use my spoon to move it around. And you want it to be thick, but not overly thick. So I'll move the camera in a second so you can see. And this is probably a little too thick for that one. So you can just make it into the shape of a circle. And once I get them all on here, I think that's when I'm gonna start, because I don't want, I guess I could do it now. Let me just get 4 down. And then we're gonna flip them. So we want it to cook on both sides. We want it to be, it's not gonna be crispy, nor is it gonna be extra soft. It's gonna be kind of in between. And then that way, they're like these little, almost like little bites. Like, I don't know, they're different. They're cacao, spiced cacao cinnamon bites. Cinnamon cacao bites. I haven't decided if I'm putting the cinnamon first or the cacao first in the name. Okay, I have 4 or 5 now. I think I have another 3 or 4 ready. So let me get this oven stove going. I'm gonna turn it real low so that it can start to cook. And hi Dawn, hello. Let me show you the height of this. So you can see it's real short. Not overly thick, but also not overly thin either. Uh-oh. Let me see. Okay, there we go. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me how, what you ate for dinner. We had, or actually it's not even dinner there. Oh yeah, maybe, if you're in the US. Here it's 10:40 p.m. And we had steak and like butter steak, Cala's butter steak, and we had broccoli, steamed broccoli, which was actually very fast. We had a long day in Cascais. I think I'm not saying it right, but a long day there. It was beautiful, and we, it was a 45-minute train ride once we got, after 25 minutes on the metro. So it's been a lot of travel, but great conversations, great time. The kids had a great time together, all the kids with each other. It was really, really great. Okay, so I have room for a couple more. And then I'm gonna show you what it looks like when you flip this. And then these are great snack, great dessert, great, snack, dessert. I mean, they could be a part of lunch. They could be a part of breaking your fast. So many options. This one is a little bit bigger. And it's going to be a long one because it doesn't have room to spread into a circle. So this has 9. Actually, this is probably 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, but this one is long. So it's like 10 of them. And let me show you now. Chicken thighs and roasted Brussels sprouts. Yum, in Delaware. That sounds delicious, Dawn. That sounds really good. How did you cook your chicken thighs? All right, I think that this one was my first one. It is not ready yet. So we're gonna let that keep going a little bit. So once these get to a place where we can flip them, then we'll flip it. There's not egg, and there's just the almond flour and the chia seeds and the cream cheese that it's gonna help bind. When I made them this morning, they had a lot of cacao in them, and they had ginger in them, and it was just too much. And they were different consistency. They didn't have any cream cheese this morning when I tried that, when I was making them up. And so I've added the cream cheese and some extra of the almond flour. I just need to be able to flip one for you once I can. This spatula isn't the ideal. This big. So once this gets going, then you're just gonna flip it and it'll be cooked on both sides. You can let it cool before you eat it, and then you can. That's it. That's all it is. I don't know that you need to stay around watching, but I will show you the final result. And once they're flipped and cooked, you could even bake them if you don't want to wait around. You would fry them in avocado oil with curry powder and garlic. That sounds delicious, Dawn. Yum. You could bake this, and I would bake it at like 350 degrees for, I would say probably like, I would check it at 5 minutes, at 5 to 10 minutes, and then flip it. And that would be another way to cook these if you don't want to do them on the stove. I haven't figured out my oven yet, and taken the time to figure out how to make it work. So I didn't have that option for tonight, but I think that would also be a great way. You could do it this way, or you could do it in the oven. Tell me which you would prefer to do, and have a wonderful rest of your evening, or your night, or your afternoon, or wherever you are from our house where we're staying in, well, not our house, but in Lisbon, Portugal, to your kitchen, global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye!